Hello and welcome to Buddhist Door Global's weekly news highlight. I'm Dr. Justin Whitaker, Senior Correspondent for BDG. This week we highlight the news that Buddhists around the world are calling for greater action to fight climate change ahead of this year's United Nations Climate Change Conference. We'll have a look back at some recent BDG news and features about Buddhism and the environment, but first the news. Last week, we reported on two Buddhist organizations holding events directly addressing the role of Buddhism in our current climate crisis. The Jodo Shinshu Buddhist International Office offered a discussion of, quote, Faith and Science, Awakening Compassion for the Future on October 30th. The Faith and Science discussion was hosted by the Jodo Shinshu Buddhist International Office and sought to answer the question, what can we do for our future? In particular, the topic of affordable and clean energy, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 7, was discussed from both faith and science-based perspectives. According to Reverend Castro, the Buddhist representative in the discussion and founder of Eco Sangha, quote, to be a Buddhist is to be both an ecologist and a conservationist. This is the vision Eco Sangha strives to promote. Furthermore, he writes, in terms of ecology, the Buddha fully understands the profound problem of our earth in crisis. His insights of non-duality and interdependence are applied on a cosmic scale. In fact, the late professor of Buddhist studies, Francis Cook, in the 1970s referred to Buddhism as, quote, cosmic ecology. This is not ecology in the shallow sense, but deep ecology in the deepest sense. Not only does Buddhist ecology encompass the study of forest and ocean systems, but also human values, family life, and political activities, etc. The event, organized by the Earth Holder Sangha, or community, a branch of Plum Village, a Buddhist monastery in the tradition of Vietnamese Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh, began on October 31st with a full day of mindfulness on the theme of protecting the earth. Their offering continues with 14 daily meditation cycles aimed at connecting with the, quote, living earth in us and around us. Plum Village founder Thich Nhat Hanh has often drawn from nature and the environment in his Buddhist teachings. In 2014, he was invited to address the United Nations Convention on Climate Change, and part of his statement then read, quote, the earth is our mother, nourishing and protecting us in every moment, giving us the air to breathe, fresh water to drink, food to eat, and healing herbs to cure us when we are sick. Every breath we inhale contains our planet's nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor, and trace elements. When we breathe with mindfulness, we can experience our interbeing with the Earth's delicate atmosphere, with all the plants, and even with the sun, whose light makes possible the miracle of photosynthesis. With every breath, we can experience communion. With every breath, we can savor the wonders of life. Elsewhere on Buddhist Door Global, writers across the platform have been writing about Buddhism's relationship to nature and the way that our greed and ignorance are fueling the climate crisis. Our columnist, Dr. Deepan Barua, wrote last week in a comprehensive introduction to Buddhist environmental thought and activism, which we'll link below. In the article, Barua covers the whole history of Buddhism, from the Buddha's own words and deeds around protecting nature to a number of key modern examples of Buddhists in several nations working on projects to help save the earth. He writes, quote, environmentally conscious monks have been inspired by the teachings of the Buddha to think and behave in an ecologically aware manner. When we apply the principle of Buddhist causation to the entire world, the individual is no longer seen as a separate being divorced from environmental concerns. Since human beings are interconnected with all of nature, Buddhist leaders and communities have to play a prominent role in this existential fight that will determine our future. Our columnist John Harvey Negru has also written recently about climate change through the lens of economics in Buddhism circa 2030. Noting that E.F. Schumacher's small is beautiful approach to Buddhist economics never really took off, but perhaps Dr. Kate Raworth's donut economics model will. And if you're interested in eco-activist writing, you must follow Satya Robin's column, Dear Earth, where she documents her work as a Buddhist priest, psychotherapist, and member of England's Extinction Rebellion movement. You'll find in her writings the depth of a philosopher, the sensitivity of a poet, and the courage of a dedicated activist, all focused on the topic of our complex and too often destructive relationship with the earth. A number of other contributors have dedicated articles to this topic, and we have a category of features dedicated ourselves to the topic of the environment and wildlife that you can return to periodically for new writings from across the platform. Registration for the ongoing Plum Village event, along with BDG news and feature articles covering Buddhism and the environment, can be found below in the information. And please let us know what you think about Buddhism and the environment in the comments below. And as always, be sure to check out our website, buddhiststore.net, for more on this story, as well as other news and features about Buddhism around the world.